All right.
Open.
We got Josh Sinclair returning, and you brought somebody very special with you.
Yeah, I brought my mom. She's also called the Jelly Lady, so she wanted to come and talk about a couple of her markets coming up here next weekend and in December and stuff. And so she brought you some samples and figured she could do some talking about that, right, Mom?
That's right. I have 6 here. I have my seasonal jellies that are cinnamon roll apple butter. I don't think I didn't bring pecan pumpkin butter, but that's one of them. And then Christmas in a jar, and then one of my old standbys, Mojam. And that's a happy little accident that became a bestseller.
It's called Mojam?
Mojam. I don't know how we came up with that, but it's a strawberry, cantaloupe, and banana. Just kind of, I was experimenting with different jams and flavors, and that happened to be what was in the fridge. Some of the family members will say, well, that was my favorite, my 3 favorites. So anyway, I threw them together, and it had a really good taste, really different. So it kind of became a hit.
That's one of my favorite ones. That's not a spicy one, but you brought a spicy one too? Or?
I brought 2 spicy ones.
Jesse said he likes the spicy stuff. So,
and those are on the red plates, so you can tell that they're spicy.
See, she tries to color coordinate things and stuff too. So like when we do markets, like I usually help her at the markets, I always say...
I was going to say, I could tell you've done this before.
The yellow plates aren't spicy, the red plates are spicy, so people will know. You know?
Josh likes to sell the spicy stuff.
Yeah, I do.
He goes to town on it.
Awesome. I'm not going to hesitate.
Right, what are you going to start with here, Jesse?
Well, it's almost Christmas time. My wife's getting all decorated. So
yeah, buddy.
Let's start with the closest one. For the audio listeners, if you want to see what we got, jump over onto YouTube and check out Norwalk IRL on there. We got quite the selection here. We got 6 different jams up here. So Christmas in a jar. So what got you into jams in general?
Oh my goodness. That was another accident because I never did like to cook.
Yeah.
But we moved out in the country, and I started, we had a big garden, and I started having so many vegetables and stuff. I made relish, and then for some reason people were saying you should enter it. So I entered it in the fair, and I saw other people were entering different things. So then we had apples, so I did apple butter and entered that, and I did pretty good. And it was really exciting. And then I started making so many things. I thought, well, gosh, I can't just give them all away. So then we started doing farmers markets and stuff. And
awesome. Yeah. I get why you call that one Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah, you like that?
It's like pie.
Yeah.
Definitely. It comes across as pie.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Awesome.
That's one of my newer flavors.
So that Christmas in a jar, it's... is that one? It says new and delicious. New
well,
this year?
fairly new. No, this is probably the 3rd year for it. But
Gotcha.
I have like 10 flavors that are my kids. And so that's what I usually sell. But the seasonal flavors, they'll come around.
And Jesse, you have to as you're tasting these, kind of try and remember which one your favorite is, because there's a little something later for you.
Okay.
A little surprise.
Next one here, triple threat. So this is raspberry.
Oh, hey.
Bingo.
So we have this
triple treat.
We have this bingo card. We should have brought the bingo card.
I know, we should have.
I made this bingo card a couple years ago for when we do farmers markets, because it has
somebody
stuff
always gets it wrong.
Well, it has stuff like like people double dip, or kids try and eat the hot ones. It's all these squares that we fill out with like pennies throughout the day and stuff. And one of them is triple treat. People they call it triple threat, and so there's bingo right there.
You're waiting for it, weren't you?
Exactly, man.
Got me. So this one, raspberry, blueberry, blackberry jam.
That's right. Yeah, that's just a good berry jam. I think the blueberry kind of does something, brings it out.
So how long does it take
different.
you to? Is like jams pretty much you're doing the fruits, obviously, add sugar. Like, how's the process work? Because you have to bring it to a boil, jar it, and all that, too?
You have to bring it to boil, add pectin.
Okay.
And then let it cook for usually a minute at a rolling boil, and then you put your sugar in.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then you cook it down till it dissolves. And
so how long does it take you to come up with, like, this flavor profile mix on that?
It kind of works out, like, people will ask for things. I didn't
gotcha.
bring my strawberry, but they were always asking, I have strawberry rhubarb and Mojam, and they would say, don't you have just strawberry? So then Simply Strawberry was born.
Gotcha.
Then berries. It's usually, people ask for stuff, and if I get time this winter, I'm going to try and do a pineapple habanero.
I love pine. Oh,
Yeah, because
that sounds good.
We had
Yeah,
so many habaneros in the garden this year, and I thought I've got to do something besides my peach. So somebody suggested pineapple.
That
so
sounds really
we'll see.
Which one is that one that you tried?
This is the Mojam, so strawberry,
Yeah, right.
cantaloupe.
It's one of my
I
favorites.
get the cantaloupe, surprisingly.
Ah.
I was wondering what that was. I was like, there's
Okay.
like some kind of melon in there. And banana jam. And that's the accident one?
That's the accident. Yeah, I just put them all together. I needed 4 cups. I was experimenting, and I think I had 3.5 cups, and so I threw in banana or something like that, and then everybody kind of liked it.
Yeah.
So then I started making more and more of it.
So how...
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I was just saying, like, people always ask her, like, well, what can I put these jams and jellies on and stuff besides, like, toast? And there's so many different recipes, so many different things you can put it on and stuff now that she usually, like, hands out, like, pamphlets of, like, things you can put it on, like, meat if you're, like, grilling on the grill, like, for the last couple minutes so it kind of caramelizes into it. Or, I mean, anything, wraps, like, anything,
Right.
meatballs, like, just all kinds of stuff.
That's a great idea.
And Josh was talking about the hot pepper jellies mostly, but like lunch today, I just came home ravenous, and so I popped out crackers and I had a jelly baby there, and it was just regular, and I just had it with cheese. And
Oh, yeah,
it's
people
like,
put it
it's
with
really
cream
good.
cheese and stuff, too. Like
Yeah.
the hot ones, they'll put a layer of cream cheese, then the jelly over it, and then you just scoop it with crackers. And, yeah, it's really good.
That's cinnamon roll. Cinnamon roll apple butter?
That's right.
Yeah.
I think you named that, didn't you?
I can't remember what I named. I don't know.
That's really... this is a Nebraska thing. So I grew up in Nebraska. This is a college football thing, and maybe you do it in Iowa. I don't know. We just call it a Nebraska thing. But we always do chili and cinnamon rolls.
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
You would never think it would go together until you try it, and I'm just like, I take a bite of that, and I'm like, I want chili now.
That's
That's
funny.
fun.
That's really good. It really does taste like a cinnamon roll too.
And a lot of times people like the names of it. So, like, when we couldn't sample for a little bit last year, like with COVID and stuff, like we would do like some of the, we'd have samples ready for them and stuff. But when we ran out, we would run out. But a lot of times people would buy stuff based off of the name of the jelly, and they like the cinnamon roll apple butter name. Like, ooh, I like apple butter, but cinnamon roll apple butter, that just sounds like crazy good.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So
it
the
is
names
pretty-
are kind of important too.
Yeah.
It's we always, if I get a new jam, then I'll ask everybody in the family, what do you think? What do you think I should call this?
which
Yeah.
hot one's
Yeah.
this one?
So this is Naughty and Nice strawberry
Okay.
jalapeno jam.
This is a gateway one. This is just the entry level.
Yeah.
Like it's not very spicy, but
Gotcha.
I always tell people if they want to try a spicy one, that usually like we set it up in accordance with how spicy it gets. And I said this is like a good one to start with if you're
Gotcha.
not used to spice.
So this was a state fair winner this last year.
It won a blue ribbon this last year. Yeah. So I thought, I'm gonna put that on. I put in all the jars this year. That and the Simply Strawberry both won blue ribbon.
I like that. My son would love that. That's good. He would definitely
Thank you.
love that. So outside of like, what all ingredients you have on there? Do you ever have people asking about allergies and stuff like that? And when you're mixing
Well,
any of these,
it's gluten free, and
good for you.
Yeah, right, yeah.
yeah. If it has nuts, I'll let them know, and I'll put a sticker on it and everything. And but that's just the pecan pumpkin butter that's that. So, it's all natural. It's cane sugar.
you don't have a whole lot like
No,
like
it's just
no
fruit,
eggs
pectin
and-
sugar. No.
no soys.
No,
stuff like
uh-uh.
that.
I did have one person one time. They were getting ready to try the ghost pepper, and it had mangoes in it, and they were allergic to mangoes. And so I'm like, oh, thanks
Yeah.
for telling me. But that's usually why we always
Right.
put the stuff like on the plates. But
Right.
yeah. Okay, so with this one, this is the ghost pepper one. So it's the friendly ghost, and if you try it, you get a free sticker. Like that's what we do. So
Oh, nice.
Is it this camera right now? You get the
that
free
one's good.
sticker. So.
Yeah, nice. You gotta try this. So mangoes, pineapple, strawberry mingle with ghost pepper to create an unearthly delight. So Halloween theme push on there. Obviously.
Yeah, there you go.
Doesn't hit you right away.
Yeah, it's like that slow burn. Like she has a peach habanero one that's kind of the same thing, where it gets in the back of your throat and then it starts creeping up on you. And the more you eat, the spicier it gets.
That's I really, really like that one. Because a lot of times the heat on anything you do takes away the flavor.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
doesn't. Like you get the whole flavor,
Wow.
and then the heat starts to come, so you get a little bit of both there.
You are a hot guy then.
I do. I love it.
That's great.
Okay, yeah, that one for the spicy is definitely my favorite, but I can't get away from that cinnamon roll apple butter because
Yeah.
chili's spicy too.
Yeah.
So it's like it all rolled together.
Well, she's got a couple farmers markets coming up. So they're doing like a downtown farmers market for the winter market that's going to actually be outside this year. Usually they had it like in Hy-Vee Hall and stuff.
Sure.
And this year they're going to have it outside where they usually do the downtown market like during the summers and everything on Court Avenue. And she's going to be at 2nd Avenue and Court on the north side.
Gotcha.
So it should be right there. But yeah, there's going to be tons of vendors down there. And I think, was it 9 to 1 this Saturday,
Yep, 9
November
to 1
20th?
this Saturday, yeah.
And if you need, more info, she always has everything up at thejellylady.com.
Thejellylady.com.
Yeah, and you can, all her Facebook links are up there. You can order jelly from her on there and stuff. She does special orders sometimes. And but yeah, it should be pretty fun. I think the weather's supposed to be like 54 degrees that day.
Yeah.
So it
We're
shouldn't
happy
be too
about
bad,
that.
yeah.
That's
Because
good.
like outdoor market, what's that going to be like?
Well, and then you have another one too, like in December, right? December.
Yeah, at Valley. I should have brought the information. It's Valley Church on Fuller Road. It's right off of Mills Civic Parkway, and it's a big church on the south side of
Gotcha.
the street. Yeah, so that's December 5th or the 4th, December 4th.
Saturday.
Yeah, and that
What time is
goes
that?
from
9
to
or
3.
9 to 3.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Okay.
so that'll be an indoor market.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, well, you said you have like an online store for all this too. Do you do a lot of
do.
sales with
I
this?
do.
I imagine most of it's probably in person. You'll probably move a lot
Yeah,
more.
yeah. Right now, most of it is kind of tied up in it's packed for the market, and then I'll kind of ascertain how much I need. And, I've been making stuff. I'm making jelly about every day, so
Gotcha.
trying to crank it out. But, yeah, I
And
have online.
Scornavacas.
Oh, yeah,
on
that's
the,
right,
On the south side,
Scornavacas.
they sell.
Yeah.
It's on the south side, right?
Yep, it's
Yeah,
on
they sell a bunch
Southwest
of her
9th.
jellies there too. So.
Yeah, I'm
got
just
it
going
in
to make a
stores
delivery
now.
to them tomorrow, so, yeah.
Awesome.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people reach out trying to figure out ways to
They do, yeah.
get
so,
it into stores
yeah.
or anything like that.
Yeah, I should put on my, do the Norwalk Saturday thing this week. It's sometime this month, and let people know that I have
Small
jelly
Business
available.
Saturday
Yeah,
thing on
Small
there.
Business
Yeah,
Saturday,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, that Facebook page it's great for a lot of things.
Uh-huh.
One of them's that Small Business Saturday. The other is to get some laughs.
Yeah.
'Cause there's some crazy stuff on there.
Oh, yeah.
man.
Oh, it's good times. So along with these, you got one this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But what really got you started in doing this?
Well, like I said, I made so many jellies and I gave so many of them away that then I just started doing a farmer's market. I think we started in, it was Polk City or Johnston, and it was tiny. And it was funny because I was set up next to bread people. So, we had the bread and jelly.
Yeah.
But then I decided, let's try it a bigger one. Then we did Valley Junction and like that. And then somebody said, why don't you do downtown? And man, when we started that, it was awesome. And I wasn't ready for all the people, obviously. And I loved it. It was just more than just, making jelly. And it was amazing, all the people and from all over the world. So we
Yeah.
just absolutely loved it. Loved watching the dogs and the kids. And it just became, a following for us. And so all of our family took part in it. And so love it.
And then when did you start getting big into the state fair part of it? Because I imagine that was a big deal the first
Yeah.
time.
Well, I did that first.
Really?
Yeah,
Just jumped right into that one?
Yeah. I entered a couple things and was surprised that I did so well. And then a couple years later, I thought, what am I doing wrong? And kind of stalled out. And so then I found out if you go to the judging, you find out all kinds of information. So, and that was a whole new subculture that I'd never even heard of. So
Yeah.
we met a lot of neat people in that, and it's a lot of fun. I enjoy that too.
So you always had jams then. You were
Well,
set. You had all the cool stuff.
The funny thing is a lot of times at the markets, like, we'll be sitting there and people will walk by and be like, would you like to try a sample? And I'll have people say, well, I don't like jelly. And I'll say, it's okay, we have jams too. And like, and the difference between jelly and jam, right? Is like the jelly is just the juice.
That's right.
And the jam actually has like bits of fruit and stuff in it. And, but I mean, myself and my 3 other brothers, like our families, we all get to try, like, sample all the stuff that she makes. And I keep trying to make spicier ones, like ghost pepper. It took.
So you're influencing a little bit.
A little bit, 'cause
gee.
I do like the spicy ones, and I think it took a couple years to talk her into doing ghost pepper because the hottest she had done was habanero to that point.
Gotcha.
And and then as they discover hotter peppers and everything and stuff, it's like, oh, you should do like a Carolina Reaper or like a Trinidad pepper and stuff. But I think it just gets so spicy, that she has to cook it, and she already has to wear a mask over her face, like basically like a gas mask, so
I
she
didn't
can
think
breathe
of
and
that. That
stuff.
would be awful.
But so I think
Boiling that, all that, does it come up?
Yeah, well, I
with
keep
that?
the fan on.
Yeah.
And it
Better have a
sucks it
nice
out.
fan.
you can walk in there when she's doing it, and it clears your sinuses and stuff. Man, you're good to go. But
Man, I'm terrible if there's just a red onion on the table.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, oh.
Yeah.
Like I can about imagine.
Oh gosh.
yeah, it's funny you talk about onions. Every time that I cook with my girlfriend, she always has me cut the onions, and even if they're in the fridge, I still I'll still tear up. So I don't know what's going on with these new onions. What's going on?
The trick to it is you just get like a damp towel, lay it on the counter next to where you're doing it. We actually do this in restaurants, especially. Like the water molecules like suck up whatever causes your tear ducts to go crazy. Those, whatever that is, it's attacking your eyes because there's water in there.
Oh, Jess,
Oh,
you hear?
wow.
Jess, I
Yeah.
hope Jess is listening to this.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Just
I'll cut all the onions down. Now that I know.
That's all you gotta
That's
do is
a
put
nice
that
tip.
little towel down. Now, you'll still get it a little bit, but
Yeah.
nothing like
Wow.
before. I've
That's
cut
cool.
onions up like crazy and never got
So
bothered.
you just lay it right beside the cutting board then, and
just get a damp dish rag. Don't do like a small one. Like
right.
it's got to be decent enough size to actually.
And dampen it.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
And
That's
then
crazy.
that
How
just-
old were you when you figured this out? What do they say? Today's years old.
Today's years old.
That's something
wild.
I'd been using. Been using for like 10 years now.
Wow,
I
man.
remember before I'd just be like, I'd be tearing up.
Yeah, I
And
was
then-
retired from cutting onions until you told me that tonight.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm glad to go
I
back.
Try it
quit.
next time.
Well, she has me. She always said it was the onions, and then now it's the potatoes, and like I sit there and I peel like a potato like this,
Oh.
and she gets over. She's like, "You got to do it like this," and I'm like, "Gee, I don't want to cut my fingers though." It's like
Right.
that's. I feel like that. I do that.
There's
I'm out
art
of
to
commission.
it. It's
yeah,
craftsmanship.
I guess,
Yeah.
man. Oh man, the more you know.
Yeah, there's crazy thing. Yeah, anytime, and I use that tip all the time. Like going in, not really like restaurant business, but like retail restaurant style, like kitchens and stuff. I'd walk in and start getting teared up. Like, what's going on? Oh, you're making sandwiches and you're throwing freaking onions out
Yeah.
there. So like, here's the trick, guys, and
Man.
slap it
Wow.
down. And
That's
Wow.
awesome.
yeah, big. That's a life changer.
Yeah. Oh, here you didn't get your sticker for the
Yeah,
ghost pepper
I need
one
to
there
get
yet.
that sticker. I'm going to add the sticker to my collection of
Awesome,
things.
man.
I've been
All right.
gathering over all these.
Yeah, so if people do come into the market on Saturday the 20th, and you try the ghost pepper, you get a sticker. I'm trying to think what else do you have like planned for that day. Like you're bringing a lot of jellies.
Yeah, I am
Like,
bringing
more than
quite
just the 6 that you have here.
Well, like I said, I have pecan pumpkin butter, which is a seasonal, and that's one several blue ribbons at the fair. And then I have my BFF, which is strawberry rhubarb. Jam, triple
Love
tree.
rhubarb.
I'm trying to think
Yeah.
what else I have. And then, I have
The spicy ones, like the raspberry rockstar, which
Yeah.
is like a raspberry jalapeno. The
Peach
are you gonna
Inferno.
have holy jalapeno?
Nope, but I haven't got enough made yet.
Yeah, peach inferno is the peach
yeah,
habanero one. So
yeah.
that was like the OG of the spicy, like the extra spicy ones back in the day and stuff. So
Gotcha.
she'll have that, and I think it's about the same heat as the ghost pepper because it's cut differently with fruit.
Right.
But it is that slow burn that you get with it
Yeah.
and stuff. But yeah. Ooh, are we having some
Yeah,
sipping
yeah.
whiskey here?
Getting you out here. I saved a nice bottle for you.
All right, man.
We're going with some Blantons here. This stuff's pretty hard to find. So
All right.
Some people get jealous that we're opening a bottle for you on this one. So.
Oh, yeah.
People actually collect the lids to this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So each one spell out Blantons, and so some of the letters are seemingly harder to find.
That's cool.
But a buddy of mine got me this one a while back. I just never had to open it, and then I ended up I got another one. It's a special store pick bottle, so I'm like, well, now I can open this. Like,
Yeah. Are you still doing that thing where you add like just a little bit, like the last little bit into that one bottle that is?
Yeah, I haven't finished a lot of bottles because I started buying more and more.
Yeah.
If you look now, it's become a problem.
Yeah. With how many bottles
with
you
how
have?
many? Yeah. It's
Well, eventually you're gonna get down and then you're gonna really fill that bottle up with every little thing in it.
yeah, eventually. So yeah, that's
thank you.
that's called a forever decanter. Is every time you come close to the end of a bottle, or some people
Cheers,
do it when
buddy.
they first get a new bottle. They'll pour in just like an
Wanna
ounce
smell?
in there.
Not
Wanna
a
smell
whiskey.
This is
It doesn't smell bad for whiskey.
no, this is real buttery and real smooth. So this, like I said, this is one of the harder ones to find. There's a Netflix documentary. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I think it's Heist. It's
yeah.
It's got a 2-part series.
Yeah, and there was the whiskey one in that.
It's
I
the
watched
Buffalo
that
Trace
one.
Distillery. That's
Yeah.
who makes this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
one
that
of
was
the hardest
crazy, man.
ones to find. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, they were selling like whiskey that they were taking out of the distillery and selling it like basically on like the black market, like selling it for crazy money because it was really hard to get and stuff. But
Wow.
yeah, that was good.
These guys were coming home with these bottles. It was called Pappy Van Winkle, which most people are just like, it's some crappy whiskey. Well, nobody could find it. And these guys had the 15 and 20-year bottles.
Yeah.
They'd just take them home for Christmas, no big deal. Well, they're selling for $1,000 online,
my
and
God.
these
Yeah.
guys are started. Yeah, like you said, a little
Wow.
black market trading it between each other.
Wow.
I mean, they got in trouble.
Yeah, they got busted.
Yeah, eventually.
That's how the whole series came about because it was all these things that they almost got away with it, but they got in trouble. But
crazy.
Yeah, man. Like, so what else are you watching on Netflix now or any streaming stuff?
Have
Have you seen Clickbait?
Yeah,
That's so good,
Clickbait
man.
was really,
That was really good.
good.
I was hooked. I'm like, I can't keep watching this, and then it would leave you hanging after
Yep.
each one and stuff, man.
My wife, we started watching You. So it's almost kind of like if you ever watch Dexter on Showtime. So the guy, like, he's a murderer and he keeps dating these girls. Well, and then he like falls in love with this girl. And I remember watching 2 episodes. My wife swears up and down that I've watched all 3 seasons. I'm like, this has never happened. I did not watch any more than the 2 episodes. So I'm probably going to have to binge watch that because she's obviously watched 3 seasons that I haven't seen.
Yeah.
So that's probably my next mission on there. But other than that, yeah, there's so many series on there now. It's hard to keep track of everything.
I know. We
where to
started
go.
getting into my girlfriend and I started watching Dope Sick on Hulu, I think it is. So we're kind of watching that. It's with Michael Keaton, and I mean that's kind of hard to watch because it's about addiction and opioids and stuff, like the whole big thing with OxyContin back in the day. And I think the new Narcos Mexico one is out. I started watching that because I've watched the first 2 seasons. That's really good. And then there was another one. Oh, well, Ted Lasso. Like, have you seen the Ted Lasso ones?
No, a couple of my buddies told me.
Oh
about
man,
it.
it's great. It's so good. Like season 1 I still think is better just because you're kind of introduced to all the characters and it's fresh and but it's really good. Definitely worth checking out. And then my mom tells me she watches all the Hallmark stuff. So
Yeah.
You do all the Christmas movies and
yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
That's so I'll come down here. I'll be messing with stuff and or doing something online or work stuff. I'll go up and sure enough, it'll be April and there'll be a Christmas movie
Yeah.
playing. I'm like, seriously? Like,
Yeah.
well,
Can't
and
get enough.
You always tell me, you're like, you could play a drinking game with this, Josh, because it follows all the same kind of criteria and stuff. And it's like, oh, when they do this and when they fall in love and when they fall out of love and when there's it's all the same kind of stuff.
But
yeah.
they don't kiss until the end now, especially in the newer ones.
funny.
It's like, I think I was watching one today and they were kissing like 10 minutes
And it
before
probably
it was
starts
over.
snowing
And
a
I
little
said, this
bit.
is an older one. This is an older one.
Yeah, must have been.
Yeah.
Now, Josh, well, you gotta get the nose down. So you got
nose
the
into
snob glass. So what you
Oh.
do, you gotta keep your mouth open when you're bringing it into your nose. You don't
Okay.
inhale because then you'll just get the alcohol.
Okay.
But if you just small and then pull it away, bring it close until you start getting the actual flavors of there, you should start getting different hints and different flavors. You can bring it in like all the way in, but it's better if when you're breathing in, your mouth's open with it and you get the full scent and
Oh
flavor.
yeah, it's kind of
everything.
caramely. Malty.
Yeah.
High end. I feel like this bottle is $1,224.
Surprisingly,
That's really good.
I did find another bottle of this today out in Denison at the liquor store there. Now, what happens is people get these bottles. They're so hard to find, they'll rack up the price. This is a $60 bottle of bourbon.
Oh, wow.
That's all it should ever cost. This place had it for like $150.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, nope.
Ouch.
Nope, I'm not buying them. It should only be 60. But it's like a good like opener, and it's a.
You know, what's funny is like a couple of my brothers are really big into whiskey and bourbon and stuff, and they would probably give me hell for like seeing me just like drink it, not sniff it and everything, but not sniff it, but like mouth sniff it and stuff, and. But yeah, they'll probably.
I just do that to make people feel like snobs.
it's
like nobody
probably,
likes to see you sniff a drink.
They will probably be jealous when they hear that I had some of this. So that's
Good
pretty
stuff.
cool, man.
I'm sure
Yeah.
they have some. This is well. Everybody's got their opinions on blends too. Is one thing you'll find. Like I don't know. Depending on how many brothers that you got that are into bourbon and whiskey, they either.
Well, 2 out of the 3, and I'm trying. It's like. For me, I drank beer for so long, and I loved IPAs. And a few months ago, I just was having like issues with my stomach, where I'm like, man, what's going on? Like my diet hasn't changed at all, and so finally made an appointment with my doctor, and he started me on some acid reflux medicine. But he also said, try and go gluten free, see if that helps. And unfortunately, like it helped a lot, So like I'm like, oh man, so I started cutting things
Changes
out.
your world, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so. I mean, I still think that I'm going to try and reintroduce certain things into my diet and just see if those have an effect. But I know beer had a huge effect because as soon as I cut that out, I felt 100% better. I mean, it's hard to not like have that. So it's just kind of redefining my palate, like trying to find things that I like. And I mean, thankfully, there's like all the seltzers and stuff, but they all kind of taste the same after a while to me. And I can't do wine because it just. Boy, that catches up with me, especially when I'm playing shows. I'm like, oh man, because I just I drink between songs like to have a sip,
Kool-Aid,
yeah, and I'm like, oh, not really standing straight afterwards and stuff. But yeah, so I mean,
jumping to bourbon's probably not the
the
best idea in that scenario though.
I'm just
not.
trying to get into it slowly and stuff. And I was just to Iowa Distilling a couple weeks ago, and they have so many different mixed drinks there and stuff that they do with all their liquors, and then I mean you can get straight stuff there and everything, but the way that they mix it, I'm like, oh man, like this, you can't taste the liquor in it, and I mean that's also dangerous too, but it's but it's good, it's
there's some real simple drinks you can make that really won't get you hammered. Like one of my favorite ones, actually one of my neighbors introduced me, and I don't know why I'd never tried it before, but it's just like you can just do like as much as you want of just any cheap or good vodka, whatever you want to do. And then do seltzer water and just put some like lime juice on top.
Yeah.
And it's like a watered down Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
And with just barely any liquor in there, loosens you up a little bit but doesn't get you drunk. And
what if you did like a little bit of vodka and then you put like one of the seltzers, like not seltzer water, but like one of the seltzers,
seltzer
like,
beers?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sounds
about
dangerous.
like a Boilermaker seltzer or something, man. Like
Yeah, I don't know. I don't mess with a lot of those seltzer beers that much. I have a few in my fridge over here. Like if my wife has her friends over or anything, like got something for them to drink, but I don't touch much of those anymore. Like I've always been like the Guinness. Like if I'm gonna have a beer, I'm gonna have a dark. I'm gonna have a fat tire. I'm gonna have a Guinness. Like I'm gonna have something that's full bodied. And I think a lot of. I used to be a big beer fan a few years back, but it was like when they changed it all over to rice beer, and it's no longer like barley and wheat. It's all this rice beer. When Bud Light started using rice, like maybe it was a conscious thing. Maybe I already knew it, but I got worse hangovers. I felt worse.
I guess
when
I didn't
drank
know
it.
that.
Wow.
Huh.
Yeah, most of them are all rice now.
Yeah.
They're just that it tastes exactly the same. It's just I don't know. I feel like crap after, especially Busch Light and Bud Light. I just I can't do them anymore.
You know, I still have was up at the Amanas a couple years ago, and they still sell. They had brewed a beer 4th of July 1976 called Amana beer. That was only out for I think just a few weeks, and then it got pulled off the shelves because I don't think that they had the licensing to be able to call it like Amana beer.
Sure.
But they still had cans of it, like in the old like pull tabs and stuff that they would sell for a couple bucks up there. So I tried one a few years ago from 1976. It wasn't rusted inside, and it was like still carbonated and stuff. So I still have one.
Nice.
And I'm waiting for 2026 because it'll be 50 years old. Then I'm gonna pop it and try it and stuff. And you know that probably didn't have rice in it, right? That's
I would hope not. Yeah, I got an Iron Maiden beer. I haven't opened yet. I got a Kiss beer, and I think I got like a Wild Herb beer. But like I like the artwork on some of them too. When you see some of those cool, like the Iron Maiden artwork,
oh yeah,
it's
man.
Iconic 80s rock. Like
that's cool.
I love some of that stuff. And when you see it on a beer can, you're like, so like the Iron Maiden ones, it's terrible beer.
Yeah,
we bought me and my brother both bought a 4-pack of it. We both tried one, and we're like, oh, that's garbage. But the cans are cool, so we kept the cans and. Yeah, that's how a lot of them are though. It's just like it's garbage beer, but it's it's just kind of a cool can.
It's funny. Try and go camping every once in a while and stuff during the summer, and at the end of the summer, especially out at Saylorville Lake, a lot of like beers like have fallen off the bar, fallen off the boats and stuff.
Sure.
So what my friends and I started doing towards the end of the summer, like usually early fall and stuff, is like we'll just walk around the perimeter at the lake. And we call it beach beers. And you just go and you find beers that haven't been opened, and everybody takes it. Like you'll find one and be like, oh, I got this one, and you chug it, and then the next person gets the next one. I found one, I think it was like 2004 or whatever, and it was one of those Bud Lights. It was a 1996 Olympic beer.
Oh, nice.
Remember like the night, like the Dream Team, whatever it was, and so that was a good 8 years old. But there's a lot of stuff that's buried out there and stuff. But if you're walking along and find it, but beach beers. Now watch, it's going to be a huge thing after this. Everybody's
now
beach beers.
You just gave
you don't find them anymore.
Yeah, nobody's going to I'll never find any out there anymore. But it's fun.
Kids are going to be out there now chasing.
Oh,
Right. Yeah. I know where we can get it. Yeah, that's funny, man.
Oh yeah. No. Beer. Like I said, Guinness, dark stuff. That's pretty much the only thing I'll touch with beer anymore.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I just prefer doing whiskeys. I don't really like vodkas, tequilas. I do some rums, but for the most part, I got the Dan Aykroyd Skull Vodka. I'll have to show you that bottle. It's the dumbest story ever, and the only reason I bought it is because I saw Dan Aykroyd on Joe Rogan. He was describing how he distills it and how many times he goes through, and then he goes, but then on the last time we pour it over these million-year-old diamonds for no reason. I'm like, all right, I got to get me a bottle of this stuff. Like, man. Then I tried it. I'm not a vodka fan at all. I think most of the time I just can't stand it. Smoothest vodka I've ever had.
Really?
I don't, like it's just like it just goes down like water. You can barely taste that it's vodka. You're like, huh?
That's crazy.
I blame the diamonds. Like
that last one, the diamonds, man.
That last time for no reason.
Like my mom has cooked with. Well, you made jellies and stuff with like liquor before and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I bet some bourbon.
Yeah,
rums and like what else? What else?
Well,
did
I used
you do?
to make a margarita.
Well,
jelly.
you used to have Jack Daniels one too, like.
I made what was it? Strawberry Jack. Yeah, and it had Jack Daniels in it.
And there was one with like Grand Marnier or whatever and stuff, and what else?
Well, gosh, I just made some butters for the fair, and I used one of the rums up at the distillery for that. I think I got second place.
Oh yeah,
in
there's
that.
steel drum rum.
Yeah, I think it was my peach butter. Yeah.
I do a lot of cooking with like whiskeys and stuff. One really, really good cheap one that like if Jack Daniels isn't expensive by any means, like it's usually $20-$25 a bottle. But Jim Beam, I hate Jim Beam, but they make a Jim Beam Black, and it's like the best like bold bourbon flavor for cooking. I don't know what it is, but it just comes through like that smell of bourbon. But with Jim Beam Black, like you can drink it and it tastes fine. It's actually a really, really good tasting bourbon for like $30.
Oh wow.
And it's amazing to cook with. I throw it on. That's all I do with steaks now. I soak it. I soak it in Jim Beam Black, and I'll do a little S&P on there, throw it on the smoker, and we go to town. But just for that pure bourbon flavor, like it's hard to find one that does better. I mean, there's a lot of good bourbons out there, but that one for $30, you don't feel bad about like if you're just gonna waste it and experiment on something. Yeah.
Yeah. See, and I used to take. I would marinate. What would I marinate? Like chicken breast and steak in baggies with tequila. In them, and that was really good because you had that kind of zesty, like kind of lime flavor and stuff. Yeah, once you grill it and everything. But again, that's another thing that she's been able to. That I love doing with the jellies is like grilling to put like a little layer of like the spicy jellies or whatever jelly and stuff over the top of like a chicken breast or a steak, and just the last couple minutes on the grill, and it's just
Mad Mango.
Yeah,
that's one of.
Mad Mango.
Mad Mango
It has like mango jalapeno and stuff in it. That's really good. I mean, I could just sit down and eat crackers and stuff with that, but. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. And before I forget, so her market coming up downtown is November 20th. So if you're out and about that morning and early afternoon, that's cool. Take a little break and then come out to, I'm playing at the Gas Lamp that night, opening up for Jake Simon. Good friend of mine who I just met this last summer. I was on the road, and we met in Nashville. And he's from Iowa, and I'm from Iowa, but we both played a place together down in Nashville. And he's like 20 years younger than I am, but I feel like such a connection with him and stuff. Like, it's going to be a super fun night. I think it's like
kind of nerd out with a younger version.
Oh yeah, man! And he has his whole band with him and stuff. And I'm opening up the night. I think it starts. Doors are 8:30 on the 20th, and it's $10 in advance, $12 at the door. But it should be super fun. Like he's amazing. He's got a brand new single that just came out. But yeah, man, it's gonna be really fun.
What's his name again?
Jake Simon.
Jake Simon. Okay.
Yeah, and he's great, and he plays with a lot of guys that I've that I've known like in his band and stuff too. And
you guys never ran into each other before? Just happened to be in Nashville of all places.
Yeah, down in Nashville, and we played a songwriters night, and it was crazy. Like we sat right next to each other on stage, and just I don't know, man, we just that connection and stuff. It just because we both have that passion, I think, about music, about songwriting, and it was really cool, like just to start that friendship. And hopefully this is like the first of many shows together and stuff. Hopefully we'll maybe be on the road together next year. Who knows, man? I'm just he's super fun and great songwriter, and it should be a fun night. So if you get a chance, come down to the market on the 20th, this Saturday. And then take a little break that afternoon, and then come down to the Gas Lamp that night.
And Josh will be working the market too, so you're going to be busy.
Yeah, double duty.
Busy all day.
Busy guy.
But it should be pretty fun. I can do a song if you want to hear like a new song. If
you got a new one?
Well, yeah. So I have.
I never did even post your song from last time. I just left it in the whole podcast and the whole video, and
cool.
And I never did like post it separate on there.
Right on, man.
And then like a month went by, I was like, I probably should have done that separately too.
I can't remember which one I did on that. Hopefully I'm not repeating myself by doing.
I'm trying to remember what it was called. Love You More Than Beers. What you did last time?
Yeah. That'll be on my next record coming out next year. I haven't recorded that one yet, but it's on the slate to do. But I was going to do a song that it came out as a single this spring, but it'll be on the next record. And so if you've already purchased a single, it's just that much cheaper to buy the record and stuff, online and stuff. So if you want to hear a new song, I'm playing a new song here, man. All right. Let's see here. Let me grab that real quick.
So now while he's away, what embarrassing things as a kid. That's the real stuff. When you get the moms here.
Oh, yeah.
Is he always after music and musically talented?
Always, yeah. He was always been a real passionate kid about stuff. But when he picked up the guitar, and I said, you're going to have to buy a right-handed one because, you'll probably quit or something.
Yeah, that's right. You're left-handed.
That's
I
right.
forgot about that.
But he did, and he was playing it every night, all the time. He's just like, it's like, holy cow. Really
most moms are worried what their kids are going to be doing and getting in trouble with.
Yeah, I think it kind of kept me out of trouble for the most part and stuff. I was just so immersed and just don't know, just learning how to play and just learning all the ins and outs of like music in general and stuff and songwriting and yeah, man. All right, so I wrote this song, and like I said, it already came out as a single, but it'll be on the next record. But like towards the end of like when things started opening back up last year,
sure.
Everybody had a crazy 2020, and I was no different. But it was a time for me to like take a little time and reflect, and like I'm getting older. I mean, we're all getting older, but like I started writing things down that I still want to do in my life. And I thought, instead of like just talking about it, I want to start doing this. So it's more of a song about like living your bucket list and not just talking about it and stuff. So my whole mindset over this last year has changed, and this song is kind of encompasses all that together. So it's a brand new one called Roll My Joints. Broken down, busted all my life. Well, the only thing that got me through was this guitar and thoughts of you, babe. It'll be alright. So I'm gonna roll my joints a little bit longer, 'cause my bucket list buckets are getting dry. I'm gonna take my coffee a little bit stronger. I'm gonna soak it in till I have to say goodbye. It's funny how these years turned into days, and these stories that I wrote filled up the page. Well, life is short, so I will everything you want. You better give it all before it's gone. So I'm gonna roll my joints a little bit longer, 'cause my bucket list buckets are getting dry. I'm gonna take my coffee a little bit stronger. I'm gonna soak it in till I have to say goodbye. Yeah, time never was any friend of mine. These trips around the sun are gone, and you realize to make it count, to let them pass you by. So I'm gonna roll my joints a little bit longer, 'cause my bucket list buckets are getting dry. I'm gonna take my coffee a little bit stronger. I'm gonna soak it in and laugh to say goodbye. I'm gonna roll my joints a little bit longer, 'cause my bucket list buckets are getting dry. Yeah, I'm gonna take my whiskey a little bit stronger. I'm gonna soak it in and I have to say goodbye. I'm gonna soak it in and I have to say goodbye.
Nice.
Good one there, man. Thank you.
Love it. I noticed Tater doesn't have a sticker on there.
Well, I mean, yeah, he doesn't have that one. He's kind of running out of real estate and stuff. And it's funny because I used Tater probably exclusively for about 3 years or so when I got a new guitar, and then I bought a backup one just kind of for songwriting, and then like if I broke a string in a show. But the backup one, whose name is Tot, he just sounds so much better. As I was reevaluating things last winter, like kind of getting ready for summer shows and everything in 2021, I'm like, man, like I hate to like put Tater on the back burner because I like the way he looks and I'm so used to playing him, but Tot just sounded so much better. So I've kind of like, he's kind of relegated to backup right now and stuff, and songwriting guitar and stuff.
Man.
But I got to bring him out for certain things so it doesn't get upset.
That's
me.
fair.
But,
That's fair.
Yeah.
You got your favorites. So.
That's right, man.
Yeah.
That's right.
Any specific reason you went with Tater and Tot?
So when I got him, he was all. I mean, you can kind of see like he had kind of like a color like a potato.
Gotcha.
And so it was before I had any stickers on him, and so I named him Tater. And then I had this old PA system that I'd collected stickers from like tours and being on the road and stuff. But then I gave away the PA system when I upgraded to PA, so I lost all those stickers. And I'm like, well, if I start putting them on a guitar, I'll probably always keep the guitar, and
Right.
so that's what I did. And but yeah, so that's how he got his name. Was he looked like a potato when I got it? So Tater, and then the other one is Tot, and he has no stickers. And then there's Little Fella, who is a mandolin. It's actually a ukulele, but I don't play the ukulele. I play mandolin, and I played for about 20 years. And I didn't want to learn how to play a ukulele, but when I saw this uke, it's a really cool looking uke. I just restrung it like tuned it like a mandolin, so it's like my mando uke, but his name's Little Fella. And, yeah. So,
Hey, if it works,
Yeah,
man,
I mean,
if it sounds good and does
you
what
gotta
it's
name
supposed
them.
to.
I mean, and
Sounds
that's
really good.
people are like, why do you name your guitars and stuff? I'm like, well, it's like a boat, name
It's
it.
like,
and-
what do you name a boat? What do you
Yeah.
name a car?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you just name
Yeah.
things. Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
do you name your car?
I don't.
No?
That's just one thing I even my wife gave me crap about that before. I've never named. I think she named her car, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always gone through cars so fast. I was a hellion as a kid, and I was going through cars left and right.
That's funny. Man.
So yeah.
Not enough time to name them.
Yeah, I've been through the alphabet a few times.
Yeah.
It wasn't worth the time anymore.
That's funny, man.
I never got it. Yeah, it's one of those things when you name something, it's an emotional attachment type thing, right?
Right.
Like, I guess, yeah. I don't know. Some things like that, I just don't get emotionally attached
Yeah.
to when it comes to cars.
Well, that's why it was so sad.
Like
for me.
I get the guitar
Well,
thing.
with this though,
I
I said, I felt like I was like, like putting my kid over in the corner. I'm like, I'm sorry, buddy. Like you just don't sound as good, man.
Yeah.
And I just had spent so much time with him for 3 years that, it was like, I'm sorry, but I got to move on, and it was a hard moment, but it's like you just kind of have to go with what sounds the best, I think.
And he looks a lot like him. They both have all the
all the
stickers,
tattoos and
yeah.
everything and stuff. But yeah, I mean, he's not going anywhere. He'll still be my number 2. So,
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, man.
I know we talked music influences in your life a little bit last time you were on. How's mom play a part in that? When it like you've been playing since you're a kid, and I know you said you do some music, and I can't remember what all, if it was just singing or if you play too, or
No, I wish I could sing.
Well,
no,
she plays the violin. Has
Gotcha.
played the violin forever and plays the piano and the organ. Excuse me. Still does that at church. So yeah, I think that was like a big part of influence and stuff growing up, because there was always like you're always playing piano and stuff. And I remember she tried to teach some of my brothers and I like how to play piano, and that wasn't for me. Like I want to like play something that like just rocked, and I wanted to play some Metallica and Megadeth and everything and stuff. So
yeah, piano's not real sexy
no,
to a kid.
No,
Yeah, it's
but I mean,
like-
I got into it later. Like I took jazz piano in college and stuff, and it was I didn't have the appreciation for it when I
Right.
was a kid. But yeah, and mom, she still plays at church and still plays the violin, and I mean, we've jammed and stuff before. Like even back in the day,
Yes.
like when I played with my brother in Little Mojo, our first band together, she would come up on stage and play a song on the violin and stuff,
right.
and so yeah, we you should have brought your violin. We could have.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't even think about that, man. It's-
Yeah, I haven't had that out for a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then his dad does a lot of singing.
Oh yeah, old Elvis
Had
songs. Yeah.
Nice.
rock and roll on the radio all the time.
Yeah.
and yeah. So
So yeah, there's a lot of influences. I mean, just, and it was back before the internet was invented or anything and stuff. So I mean, it was
Right.
just a lot of hearing things on the radio. This was back in like the mixtape days and
Yep.
everything, and
Yep.
but yeah, just family and everything was really, I was influenced by all of it. And like, one of my brothers, he started playing guitar and he played for a long time, and then my younger brother played drums, and he's played with me throughout the years for, years and years, and we still do a few shows together, probably about 15 or 16 shows every year. And now he's doing like a lot of solo stuff and everything too. His name's Joshua Sinclair, so you can find him on Facebook as well. And but yeah, man, it's just I think the bottom line is it's fun, and like I haven't lost that feeling of how much I enjoy it and stuff, how much I enjoy the whole process. Is, you know, the highs and lows, like I enjoy all of it. Like I've never been deterred, I don't believe, about, you know, there's a lot of rejection in this business. And
Sure.
but it's never prompted me to stop doing it, because I love it. It's a part of who I am. So, you know, and I would never change that. I mean, hopefully I don't have to change that, because I love it a lot, you know.
Yeah, and I wouldn't personally, I wouldn't want to be too deep into that business, like just hearing the horror stories and whatnot. But like for me, I know why I struggle. Like, so I bought a guitar, and in high school I did some drums and whatnot. So I get basic mechanics of a lot of the different things. And I wish I would have stuck more to it when I was younger. That's why I'm like kind of encouraging my kid, not forcing, just kind of encouraging, like play around with it, get used to it. Because when it clicks and you know you want to do something like that, if you got the time, go after it. Because then you're going to turn, you know, old, and then all of a sudden be like, well, I don't have time to learn this. Like, so this is, you know, that was my biggest regret over COVID. I literally had 3 months where I was not allowed to go to work, and I was like just sitting at home. I'm like, why didn't I like pick up an instrument and just dedicate an hour every day to it? Like even at the bare minimum. So that, you know, you got that piece to it. But then I know why. And I remember when I bought the guitar and started practicing, I was probably doing 2 hours a day. And I started getting frustrated because most things kind of, I don't want to say come naturally to me, but they come quick.
Right.
And I'm one of those that can pick things up really, really fast and then run with it. I never become an expert at anything, but I become pretty good. Yeah. I'm good at a little bit of everything. But when that wasn't clicking, my fingers weren't finding, like, I couldn't get the frets right, and my thumb kept sliding, and I couldn't get these stupid little disciplines that I know I'm supposed to have, and I couldn't do. Like, I was getting frustrated with it, because I'm like, you know, when I first was going after it, that was a long time I was spending on it, and I couldn't get these basic silly things. And I know if I can't do some of these silly little things, it's just not going to work out right.
Yeah.
And then I just put it up, and I was like, but then the kid's like, hey, I want to learn the instrument. I want to play drums and stuff. So we got him that electric drum set.
That's cool, man.
Just showed him basic things. When you can get a 12-year-old kid sitting in front of a drum set, and you throw on like a Metallica or Slipknot or like something cool, and you just teach him a basic rhythm, and he can keep up with it, and he's like, he just get excited. And you're like, that's it. That's all there is to this. Like, seeing that look on his face, and then now like we can start playing with some harder things and speed this up a little bit.
I think like for me too. When I started, I took lessons over at Yale Guitar Shop in Des Moines, and my guitar teacher was a metal guy, and but he had his chops. Like, he was classically trained, but he was a metal guy, and he taught me the things I wanted to learn. Like I said, I was very into heavy metal, like all this stuff. But technically, like, it was very good to learn that, because it taught me like technique. It taught me just so many things. But that was the thing. I was never. He never taught me things that were like boring to me. He taught me things that I was really. You know, it's like when you play something like you're talking about your 12-year-old kid. Like, I can do this. You know, and like that's what it felt like for me. I'm like, wow, like I can actually play like this riff, or like do this, and like. That's what just kept me going. And I think in turn too, it's like being able to play the guitar and write songs has helped me through so much in my life too. It's helped me cope with like a lot of things and stuff, you know, like, I mean, breakups and heartache, and, you know, good times and bad times and stuff. But I couldn't imagine what it would have been like without having that as an outlet, because I turned to it like, you know, all the time, you know, and I always say like, you know, I can't not keep writing, because every day you're living, like, you're experiencing new things and stuff, and meeting new people and stuff. And so that's I love writing about things that happen in my life, and like just putting it in a way where universally, like, people can grab something from that and relate to it. And hopefully I can keep doing it, you know, and just because I love it, man. But I get what you're saying though. It is like it. I'm like that too, because I want to be good at everything I do. And if I'm not, I either won't do it, or I'll like just try until I'm good at it, you know? But
that's, I've had the conversation with a few other people before. Like, that's my problem, is like, when you know you're not there and you're not good at it, and you're like, I get frustrated and I just dive even deeper and like almost until it's like, either it gets really expensive or really time consuming and like, I get aggressive with things like that sometimes. And
I get it, man.
Yeah, it gets a little scary for me sometimes. I'm like, why am I doing this? Stop it.
So before I forget, too, like if anybody, I know I mentioned it before, but if anybody wants to check out my mom's website and email her or check out her products and stuff, her winter markets are coming up. It's just thejellylady.com. And like I said, all her links are up there to Facebook and everything and stuff in her online store. And if you want to check out my stuff, too, it's joshuasinclair.com. And it has, I usually update my show schedule every week. So
you're
there's
busy.
things. It's been a great year. Like I didn't say no to a lot, and it's taken me out of state a lot. And like I said, I love it, man. I love everything about it. So it's been a really great year, and looking forward to next year as well. And but yeah, I hope that we see a lot of folks down at the market on Saturday. And like I said, we'll have all the samples and a lot of stuff. And Mom,
it should be fun.
Yeah.
It should be fun. It's like, well, again, watching the Hallmark, Christmas stuff. I said, oh, this is going to be just like the Hallmark Christmas fair. It's going to be outside, and it's going to be sunshiny. So
and there's warming
excited
stations
about
too.
it. Yeah.
So if you're cold, there's like stations where you can like warm up, I guess.
cool.
Like,
yeah,
I don't
and they
know
have
if it's
food trucks and everything. So yeah, it'd be pretty cool.
Awesome. That's on the 20th?
Yeah,
Yep,
that's
this Saturday.
the
This
20th.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Awesome. That'll be a good time.
Yeah.
So which one of these was your favorite? Because she has a surprise for you if there's one that was your absolute favorite.
Oh, so the Friendly Ghost was my favorite, for sure. That and, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see.
Let's see what's in your bag of tricks here.
I don't
Oh.
know.
Drum roll. We need your son down here doing
I know,
the drum roll,
right?
right?
That's been one fun, trying to teach him how to actually roll it on there. Like,
See, I took drums for a semester in college because I needed an extra elective, and it's hard, man.
it can get like
I
the
was not a
basics are
tempo
really
king
easy.
at all, man. Not at all. Like it was tough.
The coordination between the legs and the hands, can, like, as all four of them having to do something different all at the same time.
Yeah.
That's one of the most difficult parts for me. Some people that comes natural.
Yeah.
For me, that was the hardest thing, is getting all four limbs to go different directions at different. Like, it's got to be like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I
know.
know.
I'm all over
That's
the
crazy,
place.
So
man.
that's for you.
Awesome.
And here's the consolation gift.
Oh, hey.
Because I know
the
that you
cinnamon
love
roll.
that too.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
So now you're gonna have to do some. Is it chili that you put with that?
Oh yeah,
Is that,
definitely chili with the.
So how do
cinnamon
you
roll.
eat it with? I mean, you have your chili, and then you don't put a dollop on the chili like that. You just eat it.
You can dip it.
Oh, okay.
If you want to, they just go well together.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. It never sounded good until you try it, and you're
Till
like,
you try it.
wow. And
Okay.
then every time you have chili, you're gonna want a cinnamon roll, and vice versa.
See, now that's like with when I was drinking like whiskey, like before I started like trying to be, get into like good whiskey, I would just have like whiskey and pickle juice because it would kill the whiskey taste and stuff. So, but no, it's not the same as like, I'm sure it's better to have the cinnamon roll and the chili, and it's not like the whiskey pickle. But
Right.
I was
Whiskey
trying to.
pickle.
That
Have
sounds
you never had a
awful.
whiskey pickle?
No.
Oh man,
Ugh.
do you like pickles?
Yeah.
All right, so just take some pickle juice next time out of your jar and take a shot of whiskey and then follow it with a shot of pickle juice.
I've never tried that.
Yeah, there you go.
I love pickles.
Yeah, me too, man. I love pickles.
Yeah.
Like, do you like the bread and butter pickles? Do you like
All of
the
them.
yeah?
Yeah,
Me
doesn't
too.
matter.
Me
Bread
too.
and butter are best if you're doing like fresh grilled hamburgers off the grill.
Oh
Bread
man,
and
I
butter
love
pickles are
pickles.
perfect
Oh,
for
I
that.
love pickles.
I don't like those like flimsy little chip pickles that
Yeah, I
you get.
know.
It's got to be those bread and butter,
Yeah.
zesty, thick, crunchy. Those are best on a burger.
Yeah, man.
Don't mess around with that thin slice crap.
Now
they
I'm
give you
wanting
at
some pickles,
McDonald's.
man. But yeah, pickles all day, man. Love pickles, but not
Yeah.
olives. I can't do olives, but pickles all day.
What about green olives?
0 olives.
Really?
No olives, no mushrooms, but all the pickles.
You gotta have a martini, and then you'll
I don't know,
like
man.
Then you'll
I
like
don't
it.
know.
Get
Like-
you a dirty martini.
But
and
isn't
then
the
eat
dirtier
olives.
like more like olive juice in it?
Yeah,
and stuff?
yeah.
I can't do it, man. I can't do it. That's like Satan's juice. I just cannot. Like, I can't even smell it, man. It's horrible.
Not even the brine? Like that?
No.
Because that's how you make the martinis. Basically the brine. It's not, I mean,
Like if I get like a
juice,
Subway or if I get a pizza and they've accidentally like dropped a olive on it, I can taste it. Even if they pulled it off and stuff. Like I know there's been an olive
even on
there.
a pizza underneath the cheese.
Well, usually I can't taste it unless there's like a little one there, but it ruins the whole bite.
That's
me
how I
and
am
stuff.
with mushrooms.
Yeah, you don't like mushrooms either?
So I like mushrooms on some things. Like I can have them on steak and certain, but if it's on a pizza, it's the texture.
Yeah.
I know it's there,
yeah.
and then I get the little flavor
Yeah.
of it, and I'm like, nope, I'm ripping the layer of
Same.
cheese off and picking
Same,
every
man.
little
Oh, gee.
piece.
Yeah,
I'm like
I
a little,
can't do
I'm
it.
like a child when
I
it
know,
comes
man.
to.
I
can't
like
do that.
mushrooms. I like olives. I don't like whiskey.
Yeah,
We all like our different
I
things.
guess.
yeah.
But hopefully we all like jams and jellies. And like
Yes,
I said,
yeah.
come down Saturday and get some jams and jellies, stock up for the holiday season. And she's got a couple different sizes. So the ones that you got there, those are the bigger sizes. Those are 8-ounce jars. And then she also has 4-ounce jars. And then she's going to do these are called jelly babies, the ones that she was using for samples there. But people can buy baggies of 5 of them.
Oh, okay.
And there's going to be 5 different flavors in each one. Do you remember what the flavors
Mix
are?
and match, or
Yeah, so it's pre-packaged, so you don't even have to
Mojam.
like go through and
Mojam, Triple Treat, Pecan Pumpkin Butter, Cinnamon Roll Apple Butter, and Naughty and Nice.
yeah, so 5 of them in there. And
nice.
how much are those?
$10.
$10 for that. So
That's worth it. Gives
Yeah.
There wasn't a bad one on there. I tell you what, I if I were gonna rank them though, I really like that Naughty and Nice Christmas one. The jalapeno jam was
Yeah.
pretty good, but
Thank
then
you.
the other Christmas in a jar, like if you don't like spicy stuff, that is
Yeah.
holiday treat wise, like that, even as a gift to somebody.
Yeah.
That's like it's a neat little idea, something different, but that's a really good one.
well, and these the jelly babies are small enough that you can take them on the plane, right?
Yep.
Yeah, what
1.5 ounces.
Yeah, 1.5 ounces. So
Well, there you go. See, got all kinds of uses
try
for
to,
them.
man.
Kinds of-
Try to,
Yep.
but yeah. Well,
Awesome.
Should we end with the song?
Yeah.
Because Mom's here.
good
Like
to
you want to do a song?
no.
together? Come on, Mom. And Jesse, you can chime in on this and stuff too. This is probably one that you know. So,
All right.
I just want to say too, like before we're done, like thank you so much for having me
No,
back,
thanks for
having your
coming
mom
over.
back,
Thank
and
you. It's been nice
thank you
meeting
for
you.
sharing
Absolutely.
your fancy whiskey with me, and I just really appreciate it, man. It's
Yeah.
fun talking to you and catching up, and hopefully we do it again next year.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, man. Let's sing one on the way out. Hey, where do we go? Days when rains came down in Hollow. Yeah, playing a new game, laughing and running, yeah, skipping and jumping in the mist of morning fire where our hearts are thumping. You, brown-eyed girl, you my brown-eyed girl. And whatever happened, did you say so slow? Going down the old mine where a transistor radio, standing in sunlight laughing, I'm behind a rainbow's wall, slipping and sliding, yeah, all along the waterfall with you, my brown-eyed girl. You my brown-eyed girl. Do you remember when? Yeah, we used to sing sha la 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 ti da. Sha la 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 ti da. Oh, la ti da. Was so hard to find my way. Now that I'm on my own, I saw you just the other day. Now you have grown, yeah. Cast from my baby, Lord, yeah. Sometimes I'm overcome just singing about it. I'm from the green grass behind the stadium with you, my brown-eyed girl. You, my brown-eyed girl. Do you remember when how we we used to sing. Sha la 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 ti da. Sha la 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 ti da. La ti da.
Awesome.
Brown,
Josh
right on there.
Sinclair, Terry, the Jelly Lady.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys, for coming over.
Good
This has
job.
been fun.
Hey.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.